Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. So in today's video, I'm going to be doing a shop with me video again, but this time it's gonna be for pre-loved Louis Vuitton. I have talked about how successful I've been with pre-loved purchases, especially recently. So I wanted to share with you how my process goes and how I screen for the items that I want to purchase. And I especially wanted to do this video now because the pre-loved market seems to be really good in terms of the level of inventory and the pricing. So you're able to get a really good condition item for a fairly good price. With all of the fashion houses going through rounds and rounds and rounds of price increases, for a lot of us who enjoy the little luxuries in life, it's a lot easier for you to shop pre-loved at this point. So I wanted to share my tips and tricks with you today. And I also have gotten comments from some of you that you do want to do some pre-loved shopping and dip your toes into it, but it can be very daunting. In the beginning, I also felt the same way. I was afraid of getting scammed, paying for an item and never getting it, getting a fake bag compared to what was advertised to be authentic, getting a bag that's not as described and things like that. So I want to share some of my tips and tricks with you and how I was able to make the purchases that I really love for a good condition and for a good price. So I hope you guys find this video helpful if you're looking to do pre-loved shopping for yourself, and enjoy this video otherwise as well. And if you did, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and please consider subscribing to my channel. And let's dive right into it. Today's video is going to focus on shopping on eBay, which has been my recent favorite to browse through. So I am currently on eBay right now. Please do ignore my recently viewed items. As you can see, this is an item that I've been shopping for, scrolling through, browsing nonstop on eBay for a while. And this is a bag that I want to kind of walk through the pre-loved shopping process for, just because it's a very well-known item. There's plenty of inventory for you to choose from, so I thought it would be a really good example. So the bag I wanted to shop for on eBay today is the Louis Vuitton Speedy 25. This style has been made forever. Therefore, there's a lot of different options for you to choose from, and from plenty of different sellers as well. So that's what we're going to be shopping for today. And to start off, of course, I'm going to type in here, search for anything. Louis Vuitton, I don't even have to keep on typing it. Recent searches, Louis Vuitton Speedy 25. And when you search, it shows that there's more than 1,300 results for the Louis Vuitton Speedy 25. I, of course, don't have any interest of reading through all of the listings. So the first filter I put in for me to narrow down my search is actually buy it now. I don't love the thrill of going through auctions, but if you don't mind going through auctions, you're likely to be able to buy a similar kind of a condition of a handbag for cheaper. But I still want to just be able to browse and kind of buy it now for the price that's listed versus having to go through the process of auctioning. So I'm going to choose buy it now. But if you love the process of auctioning, to be able to maybe compete for that lower price point, that it might be better for you to go for the auction filter as well. But for now, I'm going to do buy it now. And under condition, it probably tells you new without tags, new with defects, and pre-owned. For me, I want to either shop pre-loved or new with tags or new without tags, but those are probably going to be very expensive. And I definitely do not want anything with defects, so I'm going to select these three options. Kind of sucks that it refreshes every time you click on an option. Okay, so now I have narrowed it down a little bit, but not too much on here. But now I'm going to view a few listings and kind of walk through the process of how I screen for the pre-loved items. So first tip for you, if you haven't shopped pre-loved for the specific item that you're looking for, is that you should go through a few listings for the specific item you're looking for and check out the damages that this bags could have. So for example, I want to check out the bags that are listed for a fairly low price point and see what kind of terrible damages those have. And that's probably why those are listed for such a low price first, and kind of filter through which damages and wear and tear I'm okay with versus which damages and wear and tear I'm not okay with. So The first row shows several handbags over $400. I'm actually interested in looking at a listing that's way below that price point even, just to see what kind of damages the less expensive versions come with. So I'm gonna scroll through. I'm gonna look at this one because right off the bat, I can see there's something suspicious about the handles. Looks very clean here. And this is something that you should look out for if you're shopping for Louis Vuitton items that have the vachetta, because a lot of people tend to do this and I don't love it. So if you look at the cover photo, do you notice anything that's weird about the handles? It's way too even, right, in terms of color, but it looks like there's some chipping in the color as well. If you look at the thread color of the tabs that holds the handles, you will be able to tell right away if you own any Louis Vuitton item that this leather part, the vachetta leather pieces, have been painted, because all of the Louis Vuitton threads, especially over the vachetta pieces, they are usually yellowish gold color, but as you can see, the thread color matches the leather, which tells me that this bag has been painted over, and that's not something that I want to do, and that's a modification to the original bag, so I'm not interested in that. But I just wanted to point this out because I've seen a lot of listings where this has been done before, so just wanted to point that out here. And as you can see, probably because of that, the price is listed fairly low at $360. But for me, I don't want this kind of a modification to the original bag, so I'm going to skip out on this one. And now let's look at one that's even below that price point. I want to look at this one at $350, and I want to look at another one that seems to be in a bad condition. This one, $203. All right, so this one I am looking at, it's definitely pre-owned. Right off the bat, the handle seems to be in a pretty good condition. It has some dark spots that definitely has patina, but also looks like there's some staining as well right there. Scrolling through the pictures, otherwise it looks pretty decent. These pictures are not good of quality, and it probably is an individual seller versus a professional seller, so keeping that in mind. So this is where I probably will draw the line here. There are a substantial amount of staining inside the lining. I do not want that. Some marks are okay, and maybe a little bit of spotting from like pen ink or something like that I could be okay with as well. But this, I would consider it to be substantial staining, so I likely will pass on this bag. But looking at some other pictures as to what kind of other damages are on the bag, you can see the breast hardware has tarnished and left the tarnished material on the lining of the bag, which is not ideal because that's really hard to clean once you get on the fabric. It looks like the lining of the slip pocket inside the bag either has molded, it looks like. So I don't love that either. Oh, and then this is a big no-no too. So it looks like there's a canvas damage here. So if you guys didn't know, if there's damage to the canvas, like ripping or tear or like any kind of damage to the canvas, Louis Vuitton will never touch your bag. If you're looking to get your Louis Vuitton piece for it to be a project handbag where you can fix it up and use it as your own, this will be a bad idea for you unless you want to hire a third-party repair person to repair your bag for you. That might be more expensive, or you might be hard-pressed to find a really good leather craftsman to fix up the bag. So just keep that in mind. There are several things that I don't like about this bag, but this is one that tops that list. It looks like there is some damage on the zipper pull as well here. There's a end tab that's curling up, and the other end tab seems like it's completely damaged. The other corner looks like it's actually pretty decent. Okay, so we kind of saw this bag and what kind of damages it can have, and that gives you a really good idea of what kind of damages that you should be on the lookout for. So in summary, zipper pulls and end tabs curling up or being damaged, damage to the handle where the vachetta pieces are, any damage to the canvas. I would also be on the lookout for any damage to the zipper itself, because there can be some cracking right where the bag's edges meet the zippers too. There were also damages on the canvas around the corners of the bag. It didn't look like this bag had specifically this damage, but piping as well is what you should be on the lookout for. So we will use this as a last listing. We'll look through just to see what kind of damages there can be for the bag. And then we'll get through the next tip I have for you. So this one is listed for $203. It tells me that there's a reason why it's listed so cheaply. And that's because there's several damages I can already see right off the bat. If you look at the bag, the handle, you can see it doesn't even sit straight compared to the bag. So you can see the leather tabs that hold the brass hardware that holds the handle. It doesn't sit straight, and that's why the end tabs are kind of curling up. And I think the zipper pull has ripped off as well. So let's keep on looking. The end tab seems to be stretched or cracked. There's substantial wear on the piping of the bag as well. Yeah, the other side, the handles are not sitting straight either. Looks like though, the canvas seems to be in a pretty good condition. It doesn't look like there's any wear or tear. Yeah, at least the corners seem pretty clean. So theoretically, since there's no damage to the canvas, you can get this restored by Louis Vuitton or a third-party person too. Looks like the handles are kind of faded in color. This tells me that someone tried to probably use like a magic eraser to get their water stains out, which is a terrible idea. Don't do it because that'll completely scratch and damage your vachetta leather. Awful idea. But that looks like what's been done here too, because you can see the discoloration of the vachetta. That normally doesn't happen unless you try to clean the bag in an incorrect way. This one though looks like the canvas is clean inside. The end tab on the other end has ripped, so this will need to be repaired. There's some tarnishing on the hardware, but that can be easily cleaned. Looks like there's also some ripping and cracking of the tabs that hold the handle, and the zipper has broken off too. So there's substantial wear on this bag, but that's as expected with the price tag of $203. So we have now looked at several bags that's under the $400 mark, and from my previous research, it needs to be at least about $450 for you to get a bag of a decent quality. And I know the $450 is the price point that I will be shopping for, because I've looked through several listings previously just specifically for Speedy 25. So while I've only looked through 3 listings for the interest of your time, realistically, I will be looking through probably 10 to 20 just to kind of establish what would be a reasonable price point and budget for the item that I'm looking for. So now that we have looked through some of the listings and how I set a specific price point and budget for the item I'm shopping for, I wanted to also give you some tips about how to shop through eBay and make sure that you have that peace of mind. And make sure that you're going to get authentic items. Some of the things I want to point out to you, the authenticity guarantee program is only available within the US, I believe. I think that's because if you get items shipped from, let's say, Japan, that will have to go through customs. So I think that's why eBay is not able to intercept the package and do the authenticity guarantee program. However, a lot of Japanese sellers on eBay here, they've been selling for like more than 10 years and they have thousands of reviews. So it's easier for you to spot those sellers and really trust them. So this listing, although the bag is in a terrible condition, if you look at the seller information here called Smile 8 Co Japan, they have over 4,000 reviews, 98.2 positive feedback. Now, it's not 100%, but given that they probably have tens of thousands of transactions, that's actually still a pretty good level of positive feedback compared to their total sales transactions. It also shows that you can shop with confidence on top of the page here. The seller is a top rated plus, which means that seller is a trusted seller. always provides fast shipping and easy returns. So let's say you got an item from one of these sellers and you're not happy with the item, there's somehow discrepancy with the item, or you believe that you are provided with a fake item versus what seems to be authentic, then you have the top rated plus guarantee here. And again, eBay also guarantees money back. So get the item you ordered or get your money back here too. So since it says it's Louis Vuitton authentic item, if it turned out to be a fake item authenticated by whoever you decide to get your bag authenticated with, they will give your money back unless this is the item that was advertised to you. So eBay is siding with the buyer in this case as well. So please do take a look at not only the seller information, but what else eBay provides for you on the seller's behalf. And in case of an individual seller, I mean myself, I have sold quite a few luxury items on eBay as well. And almost always I've had a good experience as a seller. But as a buyer, you might be wary of going with the individual seller because, you know, you might think, oh, I'm more likely to be lied to and scammed if I deal with the individual seller. But if you look at this seller is based out of New Jersey within the United States. So it does come with the authenticity guarantee program here, which is great. It does also have the money back guarantee still. And if you look at the seller's information, the seller does have over 100 reviews and has 100% positive feedback. If you want to look at the seller's information a little bit more, if you click on the seller, you'll be able to see what kind of items are all listed on their seller's page. It tells you how long the user has been on eBay, and this specific seller has been part of the eBay platform since 2014. And a lot of times scammers tend to be fairly new users where they just create an account just to upload photos of the fake bags or scam listings they're trying to create, versus users who've been part of eBay program for a really, really long time. They're more likely to be genuine sellers as well, selling authentic items as guaranteed. Now that I've shared how I screen for sellers that I would trust to do business with, I want to share with you the criteria I'm looking for when I'm selecting Speedy 25. So as I said, I am not interested in looking through over 1,000 listings here. I'm also not interested in paying so much money for a bag. So for example, the one that I just looked at where it's listed for $1,250, that's still quite expensive in my opinion. I want to pay around $500 for my Speedy 25. I'm okay with a darker patina and things like that. So I wanted to kind of give you guys an example of the one that I am interested in and why it meets my selection criteria. So I will let you guys see what I have put on my watch list and kind of walk through why I put that bag on my wish list so that I can splurge when I'm ready. Of course, just because I put the bag on the watch list doesn't mean I will get to buy it. Someone might beat me to the punch, but that's okay. That's part of the fun of doing online shopping for pre-loved items. Okay, so this is one that I think I just put on the watch list maybe yesterday. I wanted to walk through the listing specifically so you guys can see why I think this is a good one for me to watch and potentially buy in the future. And as I mentioned previously, this is also another Japanese seller with over 1,000 reviews. Makes me feel very comfortable. The reviews are also really positive. So over 99.8% of the reviews have been positive feedback. The bag is in pre-owned condition. It is in a fair plus condition, which tells me that it's a little bit better condition compared to some of the other ones that I've seen before. And now let's take a look at some of the pictures that the seller has provided. So all in all, I can tell the shape of the bag is still in a pretty good condition. It's not overly saggy or anything like that. The vachetta has darkened. The handles are a little bit darker in the middle where the hands touch. But you should be able to clean the handles fairly easily with baby wipes. I'm not worried about that. It looks like the zipper pull is still intact. It looks like the end tabs are not curling up too much or anything like that. So all in all, looks pretty good. Handles on the other side looks good as well. It doesn't look like there's any damage to the canvas. Yeah, all in all, it seems to be in a pretty good condition. Just make sure that the canvas doesn't have any wear and tear. Doesn't look like there's any rips or damages. Looks like there's some wear on the piping just around the corners where you set the bags on a surface. So I think that's fairly normal for an older bag. No visible damages around the piping or canvas. There's some stain on the piping, but it's not bad either. There's some staining on the end tabs, but I don't think I'll be really looking at that much, so that doesn't bother me. The zipper pull has a scratch, but it doesn't look like it's cracking or anything like that, so it's still in a pretty good condition. And again, the handles, it's a little bit darker on top, but that's okay. Looks like there are some scratches on the handles, but it doesn't look like there's any cracking on the handles either. Tabs look really good. Inside is clean. Inside is clean. There might be some pen marks in there, but it's very small and not visible. This is one where I need to be wary of, which is why I haven't bought the bag, being honest. It looks like the lining might be peeling off or coming off in the slip pocket of the bag. So while it doesn't look like if the lining has peeled off, which is a very common issue with vintage Louis Vuitton bags that has that coating on the lining, it's only with the vintage bags. They don't have this with the newer bags anymore. The lining tends to shed and peel over time, so it looks like that is already in progress here, and that's something that I need to be wary of. So, and that's about it. So as you saw, other than the lining of the slip pocket, there is no substantial damage to the bag. And for $479, I think that's very, very fair. And what I like about this listing is that you can also make a offer to the seller where it's kind of like a bidding process, but it just allows you to negotiate with the seller a bit more. So potentially I could buy this bag for, let's say, $425 instead of $479. So depending on your budget and how much you're willing to spend, this could be a good option for you, because the bag in general is in good condition, and I'm okay with some of the wear that the bag has and potential tear or damage it can have in the future. But I think for $479, or if not lower, you can definitely get some of these parts of the bag repaired for a fairly inexpensive price. So that's it for today's video, you guys. Hope you guys found this video helpful and informative. Let me know if you guys have any specific questions about my shopping process on eBay. Maybe you're looking at a specific item and you're not sure whether that's the right listing or a specific one you should go for. I would love to help you out as well. I have several items that I am watching on my eBay account right now, and it's really not great because I'm so tempted to buy all of them. I'm having to kind of pace my expenses out throughout the year, so I haven't bought anything beyond buying my Louis Vuitton puzzle bag, but just the thrill of finding a really good deal on an item that you're going to love, I think it's really, really lovely, and that's what's so attractive about pre-loved market right now. And right now the pre-loved market's inventory seems to be really good, and it comes with a really good price point as well, unfortunately due to economic downturn. But if you're lucky enough where you're able to afford little luxuries in life, then pre-loved market I think is a good way to go for you instead of buying everything brand new. It also helps that it is also environmentally friendly because these are the products that's been already produced. So instead of adding demand for the new products where you have to put more burden on the environment, it's also more environmental friendly option as well. So now I tend to shop pre-loved first before I go to the brand new, straight from the boutique, straight from the shops kind of shopping. So hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you did, like I said, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and please consider subscribing to my channel. I'll see you in my next one.